So, good morning, student. Already we completed some part of our chapter number one that we started in the previous class. That is introduction. We completed that is the meaning of history, and also that is some definitions also we discussed in the previous class. In that definitions, we discussed about the Herodotus definition, and also another one definition we already discussed, that is the Saint Augustine. So today we are going to discuss another one definition, that is the Karl Marx definition. So the Karl Marx definitions we are going to discuss today, and with this Karl Marx also some other definitions we are going to discuss today. Let us see what the definition was given by the Karl Marx. ಕಳೆದ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ವನ್ನು ಆರಂಭಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ಬ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, who was one of the German citizen or German person, who was not only the scholar in history, he is also a scholar in different subjects. So which are these subject already? So this Karl Marx, who was a scholar as in the philosophy, in the economics, or we can call as he was a great philosopher, economist, sociologist, historian, journalist, and also revolutionary socialist. See how he was one of the scholar. So not only his historians, as with these historians he had a deep knowledge of philosophy, economy, and also the sociology. So that's why I told you he was one of the greatest scholar. At the beginning I told you his ideas mainly played a very important role in the foundation of, or we can call as the establishment of social sciences. Whatever we studied the social sciences in the 10th standard, so in that the Karl Marx was played a very important role. Here, apart from this, he was also considered as the greatest economist. And one of the unique thing about the Karl Marx, that he was the first person who was gave a definition to the history based on the economic interpretation. See, based on the economic interpretation, he was gave a definition to the our history. So the question we asked for the 1 marks, who was gave the economic interpretation to the history? The Karl Marx gave the economic interpretation to the our history. So this is one of the smallest introduction to the Karl Marx. Then very important point, which was the definition was given by this Karl Marx. We can see that is according to the Karl Marx. Here the history is a story of struggle between the have and have nots. So the history is the story. See, the Karl Marx was given according to the Karl Marx. We can see here in our the video. So according to the Karl Marx, the history is a story of struggle between the have and have nots. See, it's a very simple, very smallest definition was given by our Karl Marx. So what? According to the Karl Marx, history is the story of the struggle between the have and have nots. Let us see in detail about this. What do you mean by have and have nots according to the Karl Marx? Already I told you at the beginning only that he was the first person who was gave an economic interpretation to the definition of history, and that's why this definition is also depended on the economics and also related to the economy. See, according to him, in the definition of this Karl Marx, we can see this is the struggle. whatever the history is there, no, this is a struggle between the have and have nots, that is rich and the poor. See, have and have nots. Have means what? Rich people means they have everything. They have everything means they have the property, they have the status, they have the prosperity, they have the all the material things, so they have the big houses, buildings, whatever that they everything have, they are called as the rich. On the another side, the poor. What do you mean by poor? That they don't have nots. So they don't have means what? They don't have the land, property, houses, luxurious things. So they don't have. So according to the Karl Marx, it is the story. What? It is the story, the struggle between these two. So struggle between these two. Two means the rich and the poor. There is a constant. Constant means continuous. So the constant, it means the continuous conflict between the exploiter and exploited. Exploiter means rich people. Exploited means who? That is the poor people. See, according to him, that it is the struggle between the rich and the poor, and there is a continuous struggle between the exploiter and also exploited. So according to this definition was given by the Karl Marx. Then he was also scholar like an Augustine, like an Herodotus. He was also the great scholar, and that's why he was wrote the two books. Among the first one, that is the Das Kapital. We can see here it's a very important point. So the Das Kapital, we can see the Das Kapital. Second one, that is the Communist Manifesto. The second one is the Communist Manifesto. We cannot translate this in English. You should write in where in the same word. You should write only the capital and the Communist Manifesto. These are the two books written by the Karl Marx. The two was many times this question asked in the annual exam also, in the test exams also. So which were the two books written by the Karl Marx? You can write the Das Kapital and the Communist Manifesto. ನಾವು ಕಳೆದ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆರೋಡೋಟಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿನಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರನಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಗಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಇವನು ಇತಿಹಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ಬ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರನಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ JB ಬ್ಯೂರಿ, ಎರ್ನಾಲ್ಡ್ ಟಾನ್ಬೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾರ್ಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇವನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಇವನು ಒಬ್ಬ ತತ್ವಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ಅರ್ಥತಜ್ಞ, ಸಮಾಜ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾವೊಂದು ಕ್ರಾಂತಿಕಾರಿ ಸಮಾಜ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿನಾಗಿರುವಂತ ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಪತ್ರಕರ್ತ, ಜರ್ನಲಿಸ್ಟನಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಇವನು ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವುದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ಸ್. ಉಳ್ಳವರು ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲವರ ನಡುವಿನ ಸಂಘರ್ಷದ ಕಥೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ. ಸೊ ಉಳ್ಳವರು ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲವರ ನಡುವಿನ ಸಂಘರ್ಷದ ಕಥೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಅಂತ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಉಳ್ಳವರು ಅಂದರೆ ಇದ್ದವರು, ಇಲ್ಲವರು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಸಂಘರ್ಷ ಏನೈತಲ್ಲ, ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಏನಂದರೆ ಇದು ಬಡವರು ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರ ನಡುವಿನಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಂಘರ್ಷದ ಕಥೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇವನು ಕೂಡ 2 ಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ದಾಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಫೆಸ್ಟೋ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಮಹತ್ವದನಾಗಿದೆ. सो दिस इज़ द कार्ल मार्क्स. हम देख सकते हैं कार्ल मार्क्स जो कि एक जर्मन व्यक्ति है, जर्मन नागरिक है, जो कि एक फिलोसोफर है, इकोनॉमिस्ट है, सोशियोलॉजिस्ट है, जर्नलिस्ट है, जैसे कि पत्रकार हम कह सकते हैं. उसी तरह इसने पहली बार इकोनॉमिक इंटरप्रिटेशन पर, आर्थिक परिस्थिति पर अपने इतिहास को व्याख्या दी है. सो उसके प्रकार जो इतिहास है यह गरीब और श्रीमंतों के यानी कि रिच और पुअर के दोनों में से जो कुछ भी संघर्ष चल रहा है उस संघर्ष की कथा है. इस प्रकार की व्याख्या उन्होंने यहाँ पे दी है. उन्होंने 2 पुस्तक लिखे हैं यहाँ पे. पहली बार दास कैपिटल और सेकेंड वन द कम्युनिस्ट मैनिफेस्टो. द नेक्स्ट वन दैट इज़ द JB ब्यूरी. So the next one, that is a J.B. Bury. He was a Irish historian and also a scholar. See how the Karl Marx is a scholar, like the same only he was also, means our J.B. Bury was also a very a scholar, and he was Irish, means Ireland person. So he was a Irish person, and he was work as a professor of modern history at Cambridge University. It is one of the world famous university located in the London. In that Cambridge University, he was worked as a professor of modern history, according to him. So that it's a very simple, very small, very good one of the definition was given by the J.B. Bury, that is the history is a science, no less no more. See, according to him, what he gave a definition, history is a science, but it is not less than science, it is not more than science. Why he was called like this? Why he was said like this? Because he says that every historian's history is not an imaginary story. Remember this. The every event of the history, there is a evidence that is called as a sources. According to him, that the every historian must be work like and the scientist. How the scientist work, no, related to any experiment, like the same only this historian should be work like, and the scientist collect the data. Data is nothing but information. So he should be collect the information, valid the evidence. So valid evidence, so means validated evidence he should be collect. Then he should be critically evaluate, and he should be bring out the truth without any effect, without any BS, according to J.B. Bury. But according to him, here in the history, it is not possible to replay any events. In the science, one experiment we can conduct 100 times, or the 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. But here, any historical events we cannot be reproduce. So we cannot be reproduce the history, and that's why he said that it is not more than science. So it is not more than science. So that's why according to him, history is the science, no less, no more, according to the J.B. Bury. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರನಾಗಿರುವಂಥ J.B. Bury, ಇವನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಐರಿಷ್ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಐರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಾಗರಿಕ. ಇವನು ಕೇಂಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಧುನಿಕ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕನಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದನು. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಅವನು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಇತಿಹಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯವನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇತಿಹಾಸವು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಒಂದು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅದೇ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರವನ್ನು ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಥರ ಅಥವಾ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಥರ ಏನು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಬೇಕು, ಪುರಾವೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ವನ್ನು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಬೇಕು. ಆನಂತರ ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಟ್ರುತ್ವನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಹೊರತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ J.B. Bury ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಹಳೆಯ ಘಟನೆಯನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಘಟನೆಯನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಅದೇ ಘಟನೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ರೀಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಇತಿಹಾಸವು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ दिस इज़ द J.B. Bury. हम देख सकते हैं J.B. Bury जो एक आयरिश व्यक्ति है, जिन्होंने कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी में मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री के जो प्राध्यापक थे, प्रोफेसर थे, उन्होंने भी हिस्ट्री इज़ अ साइंस नो लेस नो मोर, यानी कि जो कुछ भी इतिहास है वो विज्ञान से ज़्यादा नहीं, विज्ञान से कम नहीं, इस प्रकार की व्याख्या इतिहास को उन्होंने दी है. हम इसमें देख सकते हैं कि उन्होंने कहा कि हर एक इतिहासकार है, हिस्टोरियंस है, उसको सभी इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करना चाहिए, एविडेंस कलेक्ट करना चाहिए, और जो कुछ भी सत्य है वह बाहर निकालना चाहिए. इस प्रकार का एक साइंटिस्ट की तरह वह काम करना चाहिए, इस प्रकार जे.बी. बुरे ने कहा है। लेकिन हम इतिहास में देख सकते हैं, कोई जो घटना है, कोई युद्ध, समझ लीजिए एक युद्ध है, वह युद्ध फिर से नहीं कर सकते हम। जैसे कि कलिंग युद्ध है, वो कलिंग युद्ध फिर से हम कर सकते हैं क्या? सम्राट अशोक को हम फिर से बुला सकते हैं क्या? सो उनकी मृत्यु हो गई, वो इतिहास हो गया। इसीलिए यह विज्ञान से बड़ा नहीं है, इस प्रकार के व्याख्या उन्होंने यहाँ पे इतिहास को दी है। हम देख सकते हैं द नेक्स्ट वन, दैट इज़ द आर्नोल्ड टॉनबी। वी कैन सी this is the Arnold Toynbee person. We can see in the picture, that is the Arnold Toynbee. Here he was and the British historian. So we can see here the Arnold Toynbee. He is also another one British historian. He was a British historian. Like in J.B. Bury, he was also as a professor, but not in Cambridge University, as he is working as a professor of history in London University. Is also another one university in London. In that London University, he was also work as a professor of history. So here he was also wrote the book by name A Study of History. See how the many people, so how the our Karl Marx, how the Herodotus, one more Saint Augustine, who wrote the different types of book related to the history, like the same only here he was, that is Arnold Toynbee, who was wrote the book by name, that is A Study of History. So is in 12 volumes. See, in the 12 volumes he was wrote the book, that is the study of history. But do you know one of the unique feature of this Arnold Toynbee, that is he was studied 26 civilization of the world. I think you know only the 3-4 civilization, but he was the person who studied how many? 26 civilization of the world. Many, whatever the 26 civilization which was studied by the our Arnold Toynbee. So here, apart from this and based on this, he will also give the definition to the history, that is the history is the story of the rise and the fall of civilization. See, according to him, the history, what is history? History is the story of rise and fall of the civilization. First we should understand what is a story. Already we know that is rise is nothing but the development. So the birth, so the development, birth, or we can call as the evolution, and the next one, that is the fall, that is the decline or the end. What according to him, what is history? History is the story. So according to him, what? That is the history is the story of rise and the fall of civilization. History is the rise and the fall of the civilization. So see, the history is the story of the rise and fall of civilization. In the different parts of the world, there are many civilization was developed, many civilization was took the birth, many civilization were come into existence. So and with this in the different parts of the world, the many civilization were ended, many civilization were destroyed or the decline. That is called as the fall of civilization. Whatever the story, whatever the events which is took place between the birth and the rise and also the fall of or the end of this civilization, so that the events according to him, it is called as a story. So the events between these two between the rise and the fall, that is called as the history according to Arnold Toynbee. That is history is the story of rise and the fall of civilization. So this definition was given by the our the Arnold Toynbee. ಸೊ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರನಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಅರ್ನಾಲ್ಡ್ ಟಾನ್ಬಿ. ಇವನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರ. ಲಂಡನ್ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕನಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಇವನು ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಸುಮಾರು 26 ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಇವನು ಒಂದು ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವುದಂದರೆ ಅ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಅ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇದು ಸುಮಾರು 12 ಸಂಪುಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇವನು ಇತಿಹಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆ ಏಳು ಮತ್ತು ಬೀಳಿನ ಕಥೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ. ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಗಳ ಏಳು ಮತ್ತು ಬೀಳಿನ ಕಥೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಅರ್ನಾಲ್ಡ್ ಟಾನ್ಬಿ ಅವರು ಇತಿಹಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. सो हम देख सकते हैं इसमें अर्नोल्ड टॉनबी और एक जो इतिहासकार है और एक हिस्टोरियंस है, इन्होंने इतिहास को जो हिस्ट्री को व्याख्या दी है. इसमें हम देख सकते हैं जो कि एक ब्रिटिश व्यक्ति है और लंदन यूनिवर्सिटी में एक प्रोफेसर है इतिहास के. उसी तरह उन्होंने एक पुस्तक भी लिखा है जिसका नाम है अ स्टडी ऑफ हिस्ट्री. उन्होंने पूरे विश्व के 26 सिविलाइजेशन नागरिकता को अध्ययन किया है और उसी तरह उसी के आधार पर उन्होंने एक इतिहास को व्याख्या दी है. तो क्या है यह वाक्य हम देख सकते हैं. इन्होंने कहा है कि जो इतिहास है वह नागरिकता और नागरिकताओं की जन्म और नागरिकता का नाश इन दोनों की कथा है. इस प्रकार के इतिहास को उन्होंने व्याख्या दी है. और एक व्यक्ति और एक इतिहासकार हम देख सकते हैं जैसे कि यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं जवाहरलाल नेहरू. हम यहाँ पे और एक इतिहासकार हम देख सकते हैं जो कि जवाहरलाल नेहरू. जवाहरलाल नेहरू is also another one person or he's not the full historian, but he was had a great interest in the history, and that's why he was also gave one of the definition to the history. See, already we know everybody. So the Jawaharlal Nehru was the first prime minister of India. So the first prime minister of India, that is called as Jawaharlal Nehru. Here he has already, I told you, he had a great interest in the study of the history, and that's why he also wrote the 2 books. Among the first one, that is the Discovery of India. So the first one is the Discovery of India, and the second one, that is the Glimpses of World History. The question will be asked for this 2 marks. Write 2 works written by our Jawaharlal Nehru. That is the Discovery of India. The second one, that is another one, Glimpses of World History. So here both books were written whenever he was in the jail. That time these 2 books were written by Jawaharlal Nehru. And the last one, that is according to him, the history is the story of man from the barbarism to the civilization. See, according to the Jawaharlal Nehru, what is history? So it is a story. First of all, already most of the scholars who gave what the story, and here is also according to the history is a story, but whose story? That is the story of man. From when? So from the barbarism to the civilization. From the barbarism to the civilization. So the barbarism means what? That is the uncivilized. So he don't have a means how he was living as the life like an animal. No, life like an animal. So that life is called as the barbarism or uncivilized the life. So uncivilized life. Here, according to him, history is the story of man from the barbarism to the civilization. Civilization is nothing but we can call in a civilized life. Means we have the village, we have the different types of the systems, that is whatever the democracy or other system, we have a good administrative system. So we are living in the places where all the facilities were basic facilities were are available, and that is called as a civilization. Here, according to him, according to the Jawaharlal Nehru, the history is the story of man from the barbarism to the civilization. ಸೊ ದ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಅಂದರೆ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರು ಅವರು. ಇವರು ಭಾರತದ ಮೊದಲ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ. ಇವರು ಒಬ್ಬ ಖ್ಯಾತ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನು ರಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರಿ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದನಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಗ್ಲಿಮ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಈ ಎರಡೂ ಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ಜೈಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ರಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯಿಂದ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯವರೆಗೆ ಸಾಗಿದ ಮಾನವನ ಕಥೆ. ಸೊ ಅನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯಿಂದ, ಬಾರ್ಬರಿಸಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯಿಂದ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯವರೆಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಸಾಗಿದ ಮಾನವನ ಕಥೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. सो हम देख सकते हैं जवाहरलाल नेहरू, आपको पता ही है सब लोगों को, जो भारत के पहले प्रधानमंत्री हैं. उनको भी बहुत हिस्ट्री में बहुत सारा इंटरेस्ट उनको था, इसीलिए उन्होंने 2 बुक्स भी लिखी है. यहाँ पे डिस्कवरी ऑफ इंडिया और दूसरा है ग्लिम्सेस ऑफ वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री. सो जो कि जब वह जेल में थे उसी टाइम यह दोनों पुस्तक उन्होंने लिखी है. अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम, सो दैट द हिस्ट्री इज़ द स्टोरी ऑफ मैन फ्रॉम द बार्बरिज्म टू सिविलाइजेशन. उनके प्रकार जो नागरिकता थी, अनागरिकता यानी कि जैसे कि हम एक प्राणी की तरह जीते थे, सो जंगल में जीते थे. सो जैसे हम बोल सकते हैं आदिमानव का जो जीवन है वह बार्बरिज्म जीवन है. सिविलाइज जीवन यानी कि गांव में रहना, गांव की जो कुछ भी फैसिलिटीज़ है, सो वाटर सप्लाई हो, रोड्स हो, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम हो, ये सब सिविलाइज. इन दोनों की जो कुछ भी कथा है, दोनों को जो कुछ भी स्टोरी है, उस स्टोरी को यहाँ पे इतिहास है, इस प्रकार की व्याख्या यहाँ पे जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने बताई है. सो these are all the definitions of history, and lastly we can conclude the history is the study of all significant human activities in various dimension which is restricted in the time and the place. We can conclude with this sentence. Okay, so today we are discussing what that is the different definitions, all the and we completed all the definitions of our history. In the next class we will start what that is the importance of study of history. What is importance, why we should be study the history, and how the history helps in the different how it helps to the in the different part of our life. So that all the points we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you.